What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to break down the truth about false rape accusations, and we're going to go with practical things that you can do as a man to minimize your risk. Alright, so this is a topic where I think there's a lot of misconceptions and fear-mongering. Like, if you talk to a typical black pillar, McTower, they're going to basically make it seem like every other girl you hook up with is going to falsely accuse you of rape. I think this is something that a lot of guys in the manosphere are worried about. And there's a legitimate reason why, because, it is obviously really scary to get falsely accused of something that you didn't do. But I want to give you guys some real statistics to put things in perspective, and then give you guys practical things that you can do to minimize your risk. So how likely are you to get falsely accused of rape? Well, actually, if you look at the statistics, you're about as likely to get hit by lightning as you are to get convicted of a false rape charge. So, pretty low odds. Now, in terms of actually, rape, you're way more likely to actually get raped than you are to get falsely accused of rape. And obviously, women are way, way more likely of getting raped than you are of catching a false rape charge. So that kind of puts things in perspective. So just like, for example, if there's thundering out and there's lightning, you probably wouldn't go out there with a lightning rod. You probably don't want to be super cavalier and reckless, even though the odds are low, right? You would take some common sense precautions. But I'm assuming if you're a sane, normal human being, you're still going to go outside and experience the outdoors, even though there's a chance you could get hit by lightning. It's the same thing with this. You want to, of course, go out there, live life, have fun, hook up with girls, have the kind of sex life you want, but you also want to kind of not be super cavalier and reckless and take some common sense precautions. At least that's the way I live my life. So let's go over now what are some actual things you can do to minimize your risk. And some of these are going to be very common sense, but I think they're worth repeating. So the first one is simply don't mess with drunk chicks. So now there's a difference between a girl who you're drinking with and maybe you guys are both a little buzzed, and a chick who's just blackout drunk that you meet at a bar, right? And in some places, just the act of having sex with a blackout drunk girl is actually rape in of itself. So of course it's ethically fucked up, but also from a legal perspective, you really want to avoid the drunk chicks, right? You can always just get her number, hit her up the next day when she's sober. And I've had a few times in my life where there was a really drunk girl hitting on me, and it might be painful in the moment because like, fuck, this chick is hot, but do the right thing in that situation, turn her down. One, for your safety, and two, just to kind of have the ethical high ground. That's the first thing. The second thing is you want to avoid ratchet chicks and chicks who are kind of like, sleazy scammers. So what does this mean? Basically, it means that, if you're hooking up with a college girl or a chick who has a normal job, you're way less likely of catching a false charge than you are if you're hooking up with some really ratchet stripper or a chick who's just doing various little scams and hustles, right? That's a little bit of a red flag, right? If the chick just seems like she doesn't give a shit about society, she doesn't really have any ethics, like that's the kind of chick you probably want to stay away from, right? Hey, if you guys are enjoying the content on this channel, then make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and click that bell for notification. And usually those chicks will carry themselves in a certain way. They're gonna be like, whatever. Basically like every other chick that you see on Fresh and Fit. Like those are the chicks that you kind of probably want to avoid having sex with. The third thing, again, may sound like common sense, but I think it's worth repeating. Don't piss off girls that you fuck. Right? So, sometimes I'll be out and about and some chick will be being a bitch, I'll troll her and do stuff like that. But I won't really do that stuff if it's a girl I've already had sex with, right? I usually try to be a little bit nicer to them. And one of that is just simply kind of out of the kindness of my heart, but also it is a safety thing in terms of minimizing your own risk. So there was this, famous situation in San Diego of a bunch of PUAs. And I don't know that story super well, so I don't know if they were actually guilty or not. What I can tell you is that's beyond a doubt is they did piss those chicks off. So what happened was there was a bunch of PUAs living in San Diego. They pulled a chick and they had a gangbang, and then the chick's friends, came to find her friend while right after or during the gangbang. One of the guys answered the door and the girl was like, "Hey, where's my friend? Where's my friend?" She was a little worried, and the guy's like, "Oh, she just finished getting fucked." Right? Now, he might have thought he was being cool and funny in the moment, but he literally just signed his own fucking, jail warrant basically by doing that. Because then, of course, the friend freaks out, and then the friend comes and finds the girl, is like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Then the girl freaks out, everyone freaks out, and your likelihood of catching a charge are just much higher. So don't do stupid shit like that. Don't be cavalier. Just after you hook up with a girl, just actually be nice. Don't kick her out. Don't do stupid shit like that, because again, aside from just being a dick, you're increasing your likelihood of, actually catching a charge like that. And I would say the last thing that I think is important is after you have sex with a girl, just send her a text like an hour later that says, that was fun, or that was fire, right? Because then she will text you back and saying, yeah, I had a lot of fun too, and that's your insurance policy. So just kind of avoiding ghosting on chicks that you bang. Like, if you don't want to see her again, that's fine, but you can just shoot her a text saying you enjoyed her company. And aside from just doing a nice thing for that girl, you're also going to be basically protecting yourself. So as long as you follow these common sense precautions, again, your risk of actually catching a charge is really, really, really small. Like I said, just like you wouldn't go out there and play during lightning, you probably don't want to, just really be cavalier with this kind of shit, but also at the same time, you want to have fun and enjoy life. I think there's so much fear mongering that happens in the manosphere where they basically try to just impose this idea on you that every other chick is just trying to falsely accuse you of rape, but it's just so not in line with the actual facts and statistics. So avoid the fear mongering and actually look at the statistics and the facts, and you're gonna be okay as long as you take some common sense precautions. All right, hopefully you guys found this video valuable, and I think the most important thing you can do is smashing that like button, hitting subscribe, and clicking that bell for notification. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.